Almost 22 million people have been ordered to stay at home here in the city since yesterday, being the biggest lockdown since Shanghai happened in last April. Chengdu has been brought into the center of attention. Why have such drastic measures been taken? What is the situation in the city and in our apartment complex right now? How long is it going to take this time, and what are my thoughts on the whole situation? Let's find out in today's video. Before we start, I want to know from you, what is your opinion about the whole COVID management and the whole situation here in China? Can you understand it? Do you support it? Or do you just think it's getting weirder and weirder? Let me know in the comments below. If you're new to the channel, I'm very happy to see you. Welcome to today's video. My name is Mark and I'm in China, in COVID locked down Chengdu. It's a nice day here in Chengdu today. You can see the mountains in the background and some beautiful looking clouds, and something less beautiful is waiting down there. This apartment complex has been completely sealed off. Here we go again. Now, this is not the first time and very likely not the last time that I am reporting because of a COVID situation here in China. It is the year 2022 and China is the only country in the whole world that is still sticking to its extremely strict COVID prevention measures. Why? We're gonna talk about that another time. Now, Chengdu, even though some of you might not know this place, is the fourth biggest city in China. We have around 22 million people living in the city. This time, the situation is quite serious. That is why actually the whole city is affected by the COVID measures. And not only certain districts or certain parts of the city like last time. Now, basically the whole life in the city has been brought to a standstill. Basically all the businesses have been closed down. You are not able to operate them. Most people, except for those who work in, let's say, hospitals or pharmacies or in food delivery, are not allowed to leave their apartment complexes. Only in very urgent cases, if you have something to do, like going to the hospital, getting some medication, things like that, can you apply with your local community management to get actually a leave permit so you can leave your apartment complex and come back. But anyways, let me take you outside for you to see how the situation in our residential area looks like right now. Here we go, first floor. Now, obviously we are required to wear these ones because there's like tens of thousands of people living in this area. And here we go. There's trash bags full of looks like radioactive waste. And here are the testing stations just in front of my home door, and the people lining up for daily COVID testing. Look at that. Now, maybe I just don't get the logic behind this. The people are asked to stay at home, not to go anywhere, to prevent the COVID, the virus, from spreading. But then again, we have these huge mass testings where hundreds of people just gather outside in the same time. I mean, for the single person going for those tests, isn't the risk of actually getting infected the same or even bigger than if you go anywhere else? I'm not sure. Anyways, how did we get where we are today? Since last week, in around 7 days, Chengdu city has reported more than 1,000 infections that have been transmitted locally. That is actually, for Chinese standards, a very, very serious outbreak. Now, of course, the people are always comparing to what happened in Shanghai a couple of months ago. Now, when Shanghai went into lockdown, the situation was actually much more critical. They already had tens of thousands of infections. It had already spread throughout the whole city. And that's exactly what they want to prevent here in Chengdu. This is basically why they have reacted so quickly and have implemented such strict measures. Lining up everywhere. Whole community is here. Entrance being checked. Everyone who gets inside. And here, people getting their groceries. Everybody waiting to get tested. Just imagine so many people on such a small area. Basically, no matter where you go, you sit or where you walk, on almost every square meter, there is someone standing or watching you. And the crazy thing is, it'll look like that in the whole city, in every residential area, in every apartment complex. It will just look the same. Now it's already quite late in the afternoon and you know what time it is right now. And the single best thing to do in such a situation to get your mood up a little bit is obviously a cup of coffee. Nice. Now I actually have lived under this kind of COVID management for quite a while already, basically since the beginning in 2020. But I cannot say that I'm surprised, but every time there's some new things going on. Every time there's some new disappointments. Now, as some of you know, we just came out of a COVID lockdown around 2 weeks ago. That was also here in the city of Chengdu. So we had 2 weeks of more or less normal life. And now we're back in the lockdown again. Now, in the beginning, in the first days of COVID, this strategy worked actually quite well. It saved a lot of lives. But now, as the situation has developed and changed, I'm not so sure about that. Because just the cost of maintaining this kind of system is just getting higher and higher. It's getting more and more difficult to actually control the virus and prevent it from spreading. And the time between the lockdowns is getting actually less and less. In the beginning, it was just occasionally, maybe once or twice a year. But now, basically every 1 or 2 months, we have a lockdown here. So that really influences the people and the way of life here. Now, I obviously don't have any vote in that, but I'm still really curious in which direction this is going to develop. In the moment, it's really difficult to see how China is going to change their system or their strategy. And it's really difficult to see any plan or any kind of exit strategy of this COVID pandemic. But anyways, all there is to say is that here we go again. We're in lockdown again, and for now it looks like it's going to be only for 5 days, but who knows? If the numbers are not going to go down, it's again gonna be a week or 2 weeks or maybe even 3 weeks or maybe even longer than that. Definitely, I'm gonna keep you guys updated about the situation here, and I'm really curious to hear what is your opinion about this new, recent, citywide lockdown of 22 million people here in Chengdu. Let me know in the comments what is your point of view. Now, that's all I wanted to share for today. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you found it interesting and maybe a little bit surprising that we are on lockdown again. If you liked today's content, don't be shy, leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more interesting stories from China and the rest of the world. As always, thank you very much for watching and sticking around until the end. And I really hope to see you in the next video.